Hello. So I am making French toast right now using bread that got smushed, and it's very distorted. It kind of cracked me up. So I had eggs that were given to us that needed to be used up quickly. So I figured I would just make French toast for lunch today. So that's what we're doing for lunch. And then for supper tonight, I am going to be, sorry, there's a glare. I think it's these lights behind me. For supper tonight, I have some pork roast that's left. So I'm hoping to make a pie shell and make like a pork roast pie. So I'm gonna play around with that. I'm getting low on vegetables, but I will be shopping for some in the next day or two. So I figured we'll make it work. So I think I may have some frozen vegetables in the freezer. I'll double check on that. Turn my heat down too much on these French toast and they are not cooking very quickly. Okay, to kind of give you an update, I don't have everything right here beside me, but as far as butter and margarine goes, all we've used this week is 1 stick of margarine in my husband's pear cake, and I have used some of the bacon grease for just pan frying stuff. I did refill this because I cooked bacon yesterday and I went ahead and poured it in here. So this is our fat ration has done really well. I used this much of this today and I'm about to put a little bit more in here, but I have 2 sticks of butter and I think 2 more sticks of margarine in the refrigerator from our rations, and it's lasting and it's fine. Sugar, I have used some, but still have a good bit left. The only sugar we've used is like in baking. Actually, my husband's used it in his coffee using the other container, so that would only be maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of sugar, so not near that amount. I haven't used any of the oats or any of the canned goods. Only thing we've used is jam. And for the sugar, I do have this powdered sugar I weighed out. I took out part of the granulated, weighed the same amount of powdered sugar to have for the French toast. We do have some homemade syrup that's made that we may use a little bit, and if we do, I will take some of the sugar out of this canister to allot for it, just trying to keep things even. We've had a lot of rice because I made 1 pound and we were able to make it last 3 meals between 4 of us. So that was kind of nice. And then the 4 pounds of roast, I have 1 chunk left. We've used it for 2 other meals. 3, I think 3 meals. So I'm gonna take that tonight, chop it all up, make a really good pie with a good crust on it, use some of the fat that we have, and I found a recipe in one of Marguerite Patton's books that I want to use, so I'm going to do that tonight. I'm not really good at filming myself cooking. I don't have a good stand to hold my phone on, so for now, not really recording myself cooking yet. But I do have a recipe that I want to try tomorrow, so stay tuned. I may try to record that. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. When my older kids get home, I can put one of them in charge of holding the phone. Right now, my 11-year-old son probably wouldn't be the greatest at it. He might surprise me, but I have a feeling we would get a lot of footage of things that aren't, what I'm needing. Anyway, so I'm making this. That's how it's going. I still have probably at least 100 pounds of pears, maybe more. My plan for those is to make pear preserves and pear sauce. The pear sauce doesn't take any sugar. It's just pears that I cook and mash up, and I'm gonna can them. But the preserves are gonna take sugar. So since they are not going to be for this week's rationing, I'm gonna go ahead and just make them as normal, and they'll go on the shelf for a later time because I don't want to waste the pears, and my husband wants some pear preserves. I probably won't make a ton of pear preserves, maybe like 4 or 5 cans of it, but pear sauce, I'll probably be making a lot more of it, and we'll be using it a lot more because it's really yummy, especially when you make pear cakes. So I am going to get the next part of these ready, and I will talk to y'all later.